Jewish, I celebrate Christmas every year of my life because it's way more fun than Hanukkah. And in Latin America, Christmas is impossible to avoid. As a Venezuelan, I thought Christmas tradition meant eating hallacas while listening to gaitas about how hot women from Caracas are.
Can you explain Inni?
Son de Caracas, las chicas.
No, that didn't help.
Well, Hanukkah's pretty much the same wherever you go. Christmas is celebrated so different depending on where you're from. And if one thing's for certain, it's that Latin Americans go ham on Christmas. Christmas. You liked it. For starters, when I got to the US, I couldn't believe Christmas was just 2 days. Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, in the door. Hi, Aunt Susie, out the door. Bye, Aunt Susie, see you next year. Where did all the fun go? It left with Aunt Susie, also who is she? Whereas in Colombia, the official start date for Christmas is December 7th, and the end date? January 6th. That is a month, my dear friends. 1 month. That's 30 days. Is it 30 or 31? Right, February, March, April, May.
You're doing the knuckle count?
They also have Las Novenas, which are a string of parties that take place over the course of the 9 days before Christmas Eve. How? Hanukkah's 8 days, but all we do is light a candle. You guys straight up party at other people's houses. You sing awesome. I've seen it.
What do they sing?
They sing oh yeah, Christmas is the best, sort of, but in Spanish. The country that is most like the US in its brevity of celebration is ironically Cuba. They only celebrate Christmas for 1 day, and that's because it was banned in Cuba for 30 years until the Pope came to visit a few years ago, and Fidel was like, okay, you know what, let's just start celebrating
All right, rate it in.
Santa, jolly man, big beard. In the States, you call him Santa Claus, easy. In Latin America, it gets a little bit complicated.
Is it really that complicated?
It's actually amazing how many words there are for someone that ends up being your parents. In Bolivia and Argentina, Santa is known as Papa Noel. In the DR, it's Papa Noé, which is the same thing without the last letter. Dominicans never say the last letter of any word. If Dominicans had their way, we would say, Merry Happy New Year, Tigre. In Puerto Rico, it's Santa Claus because, close enough. In places like Costa Rica, it's San Nicolas. And then there's Chile. Hello again, weird old country that looks like a witch's finger. You're weird. Since Chileans can't be held down with whatever the rest of us thinks is normal, they call him El Viejito Pascuero, which means little old man of Easter. Chileans, I would love to have an in-depth conversation about why you choose to be so weird. But unlike many other places in the world, in Latin America, Santa's got some competition. Like Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, Los Reyes Magos, or the Three Kings, are way cooler than Santa because they bring the real gifts. Nintendo 64s. Pokemon cards. Venezuela or Ecuador, kids get their presents from El Niño Jesús or El Niño Dios, which are just cute ways of saying baby Jesus. My friends used to write letters every year to baby Jesus asking him for presents. Baby Jesus, not adult Jesus. Baby. Can the baby read? Mexico is also really into baby Jesus. They've got a tradition where they bake a little plastic Jesus in a cake, and whoever gets it in their slice and manages not to choke on it needs to make tamales. Or you convince grandma to do it because you haven't cooked in 4 years and there's nothing wrong with that. You lead a busy life. For many people around the world, Christmas may sound like sleigh bells or carolers. For many Latin Americans, Navidad sounds like bam, 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 bam. Fireworks are huge for Baby J's B-Day, especially in El Salvador and Bolivia, where people are prone to pyromania. They will light anything on fire. But if there's anything that unifies us together as an entire continent, it's our love of pine trees. Many Latin Americans have pine trees in their living rooms and even in their nativity scenes. My question is, have you seen a real pine tree ever? Honduras, you get a pass because apparently your national tree is the pine, but for the rest of us, we get a plastic one because we're posers. And real talk, wasn't Jesus born in the desert? Where the do you find a pine tree in a desert?
Well, it's actually left over from pagan culture, because we took over.
No one cares.
For the
Please
pagans,
stop. Please
and
stop.
So we were
please
trying
stop.
to
So those were the top things about Latin American Christmas that both confuse and delight me. But tell me, what Navidad traditions did I miss? Educate me in the comments below. So until next time, happy holidays, happy New Year, and I've said my piece.
Goodbye. We'll see you in 2016.